AH-64D Apache Longbow, by far the most notable attack helicopter ever made in the world. Now a mod in Arma 3. It's been out for quite a while. It was made by Nodunit and Franze. I think it came out about a year ago, and probably by far the most best helicopter in Arma 3 for an add-on, in my personal opinion. They had one in Arma 2, I think. There was one similar to it in Arma 2. Don't know if they're the same people, but this mod is absolutely impeccably done. So you have the AH-64D block with the radar unit on top, and you have also the AH-64D block without the radar on top. So it's got a variation which is really good, but they've also gone a step further as well with this mod. Apart from the absolutely gorgeous looks of the helo itself, it's just amazingly done. It's just absolutely impeccable. Literally, the detail they put into this helicopter is absolutely fantastic. Probably by far like the most enjoyable mods you can probably download, because there's so much to it. It's not just a simple vehicle. They've done a lot to this, to the helicopter itself as well. So from the outside, you can see you can take out, open up the doors. I'll show you on the wrong side here. So you can open up the gunner door, open up the pilot door, just for, you know, for looks and whatnot. It looks really nice, smooth. There's no real bugs to it as well, which is absolutely fantastic. Obviously got the 50 cal underneath, and let's have a look as well. We've got head tracking, so you got arming, so you can actually arm the helo itself. Comes with quite a lot of weapon systems on board. So starting from the top here, obviously you're mounted with 1,200 bullets in the 50, and then you have your Hellfire sort of rockets, which are these ones here. All different types will have different heads. One will be Hellfire, one will be high explosive. They'll be just all do a different sort of thing. So you've got the codes there, the AGM114K, AGM114L. So all do their different things. I'm going to kind of search it up and see what each one of these do. The difference between the Hellfires themselves, they're basically just more or less upgrades. So they kind of go from the standard, and it kind of says it here now in the information panel down below. It says the AGM114C Hellfire is a semi-active laser-guided missile with an effective range out to 7 kilometers. Wow. The C variant introduced an improved motor, so you can autopilot over the A variant. So let's look and see. Actually, this is a K. Oh, that was A. There we go. So the A variant is a semi-active laser, basically the same, with an effective range of 7 kilometers. It's the most advanced model of all time of all the laser-guided Hellfires. Okay, the AGM114L Longbow Hellfire is one of the most advanced anti-tank missiles in the world. Radar guarded, it is capable of hitting targets out to 8 kilometers and can destroy any known armored vehicle in existence. Wow. So they've kind of just, that's what the L does. Monster. The AGM114M Hellfire 2 is identical to the K variant, but the anti-tank warhead is replaced by a blast fragmentation warhead, which is ideal for soft targets. So basically this is just kind of key for taking out men, more or less. That's absolutely savage. Bloody hell. I'll read that. Blast fragmentation warhead. That's nasty. The AGM114N Hellfire 2 is identical to the K variant, but the anti-tank warhead was replaced by a thermobaric warhead, should I say. It is very deadly when used against hardened targets. I wonder what thermobaric means. Okay, so a thermobaric weapon is a type of explosive that utilizes oxygen from surrounding air to generate an intense, high-temperature explosion, and in practice, the blast wave typically produced by such weapons off a significantly longer duration than conventional condensed explosions. A fuel air bomb is one of the most well-known types of thermobaric weapons. Nice, absolutely beast. Okay, what other weapons has we got? Look, we've got an M151 warhead. Is a 10-pound warhead with a pre-fragmented shell. Is effective against the light armor vehicles. So these just the small arms, sort of they're kind of a downgrade from the Hellfires. Fragmented shells more effective against heavy armor. And we have the ATES, which is the air-to-air stinger. So it's also equipped with that. And I think this is an auxiliary fuel tank as well. So they're the weapon systems you can equip onto the helicopter itself. I think how you do that is you simply select what you want to do. So we'll select some MT-61 rocket pods, and then you select where you want to place them. Do the same again, but you need these, I believe. That actually works like that. I think you click load, then you close. Obviously in that panel there you can rearm, refuel and everything. Okay, so the AH-64D with that radar is exactly the same as the one with the radar. So we're going to jump in, have a little go and show you how the helicopter looks on the inside. Okay, so the helicopter in the pilot seat is very, very detailed. If you notice, you can see a little crosshair in the middle of my screen. What that is for is you can actually individually select all these panels, and most of the buttons here are selectable because it's not like a normal Arma helicopter. You need to start it up yourself. Literally, the helicopter is probably the closest you get to similar at the moment, Arma, in regards to helicopters. It is absolutely fantastic how much effort they've put into this helicopter. So I believe there's also the A10 and the F18. There's a mod like that. You can do the same. You can adjust all the buttons and whatnot, set up proper simulation. So we're gonna have to go. I'll run through how we set up the helicopter and get it going and get it in the air. So this is the pilot's cockpit. Let's have a look at the gunner's seat. Okay, the gunner's seat, which is in front of the pilot's seat, the front of the helicopter, basically looks roughly the same, other than this massive thing set in the front, which is basically the gunner's sort of sight, more or less. Obviously, he's got some panels as well he can fiddle with, more or less the ones on the side, because he's not in control of the helicopter, so he doesn't have as many controls as the pilot will, buttons the pilot has, but you're still able to adjust the monitors to how you want to, so that's also free to use. Obviously you got the heads-up display for the guns and stuff like that, so it's pretty awesome, pretty realistic, and it's going to be absolutely fantastic when I run you through this, guys. I'm going to have to learn myself, so we'll do good here. So I hope to see you in a second when we run through how to fly this thing. Okay, just to grab my helmet before we head off here and show you how to fly this thing and get it started, as I got my air cav hat on, or should I say it's not a hat, it's a Stetson. I do not want to get that incorrect. Okay, I love wearing a helmet because it basically blurs out the wind, which is really awesome. I'm just going to show a picture here on the screen of basically me in front of a British Army of the Army Air Corps Apache when I was in the Army Cadets. I think I was roughly 15 years old. So that's like 5 years ago. That's going to be on the screen now. 4 years ago, I was probably about 15, 16 years old. Basically, did a visit within the Army Cadets. There's me in front of Apache. So they kind of ran through like bits of it. So I kind of have a kind of first-hand experience of the Apache itself. Obviously not flying it, but I've sat inside the cockpit, which is pretty damn awesome, in front of the gunner seat. So we're going to jump in here now and run over some of the things of the Apache. I'm going to run through some of the systems that I kind of roughly know. I'm not an expert on this. I'm more of an infantryman more than an airman, but an aviation guy, but we'll see what I know. So first things first, let's start off with the pilot's console. So we're going to start off with the pilot here, and then afterwards we're going to go to the gunner seat. But we're going to fly around and show you how to start this thing up and whatnot. Just the basics. So on here we've got left MPD, which is basically just a normal monitor screen which displays information. Second one here is the right MPD. Then here we have the UFD. On the left we have the fire panel, or the fire system sort of thing. Okay, on the right hand side here we have the artificial horizon, which is kind of obviously a horizon meter sort of thing. Below it to the left is the speedometer, and to the right is the barometric altitude. And your compass, I'm just trying to figure out where it is, it's up there on the top. So that is pretty much roughly the systems in the inside the pilot seats kind of cockpit area. Obviously left side I have the left console here. The right console is nothing really you can do in game, but the left console is basically the main stuff that's going to happen is here to start up, and here, oh, flipping it, here is basically where your display information is. If you're going into real detail in your combat and obviously going simulation, you're going to want to do a lot more information that's going to be up on these heads-up displays here. So, to get this thing started, the first thing I kind of do when I'm starting the helicopter is the first thing I want to do is I check to make sure the rotors are working. So what I do is I just fiddle them. So you can see this, I'm pushing them back and forth, up and down, and then the back rotors, you can see them twisting there as well. So let's just make sure just the rotors are ready to go, checking. This is real simulation, it's real like, what's called serious playing here. So, okay, next step, you want to go to your left console, and what I want to do is turn on your battery. Before I do this, guys, just so you know, to enable the because you got a little crosshair, you need to use that. You need to set a special key. So if you go to your custom controls and go down to user action 20 and change that to whatever you feel like. I'd advise using right alt because that's one of the keys that's not really commonly used in Arma 3. You need to have that button set so you can actually use the in-game or the Apache's action key. So do that, and here is now we'll go on to how to start this thing up. It can be really simple for AI, and you can do it for the scroll menu. There's some information there to do, but so you got some information here. You got the IHADS toggle. I wonder if you have to have a certain helmet on to do that, I believe. So some information in the action menu. So start with the startup. So the first thing you want to do is turn your engine on, so the battery. Okay, our head-up display has come on now. The reason why that is because I've obviously got the right helmet on, but heads-up display will not come online until you've turned the battery onto the aircraft. So the head-up display has come on. I can disable that as well. So I'm going to disable that for the minute because it's kind of annoying. So I can turn that off. Where is it? HD. What's the HP? Ah. That is, I believe, it should be the gunner's point of view. So when he moves his gun, you'll see what he sees inside your HUD. I can remove that. IHADS toggle. There you go. I've removed it now. So you can turn that on and off. That's obviously your IHADS is basically an eye sort of piece. I'll show a picture on screen here now. It's basically an eyepiece that's kind of attached to the helmet, which is obviously a heads-up display, so the pilot can see everything that the gunner's seeing and all information he needs to know. So that's pretty high-tech stuff there. Okay, so your battery is on. The next step we want to do is go to your APU and enable that. Make sure that's on. Then you want to go back and on your engine 1 and engine 2, because the Apache has two engines. You can't really see from here. You can see it's got two engines, one on either side, left and right. Okay, once you've done enabled that, and we're not going to move on to starting the thing up yet. What you want to do is turn your fire systems on. So engine 1 fire system, APU fire system, engine 2 fire system, primary fire extinguisher, should I say, and the reserve fire extinguisher. And what we want to do is test those to make sure they work. So this is basically your fire safety. Check the ones below. Press that twice, and they should flash. That means everything's good to go. I believe. I'm just going by what I've read. Okay, so now the fire safety's on, everything's good to go. What we want to do is next is move up your engine throttle. Engine 1 throttle, then engine 2. Once you've done that, you're going to want to take off the rotor brake and engine to start up. Ready? Press shift and engine should start if I haven't done anything wrong. Okay, engine is now on. Okay, on the heads up display, I think I've just turned the engine off. Yeah, I just did. 1 second. Okay, our engine's back on. Don't know how I managed to do that. Okay, so now our engine's back on again. I'm going to show you on the left hand side here, we kind of have our heads up display here, which is kind of, it's more of sort of weapon systems we still have on board and some other various displays you can adjust just by adjusting the buttons. The right hand side displays all the information that a pilot needs to know, which is more important, such as the fuel, all the other sort of crazy professional stuff that I don't really understand that the pilot needs to know, such as torque and whatnot, obviously the engines information. You also can change the screen. It's one that I would like to use predominantly as the navigator, as the pilot, is the map display. It's not actually coming up at the moment because I'm using an analyst map and I think that might have a problem with it, but the majority of maps should actually work. So you set the little green dot, that's my position there. You can change that by just changing this to whatever you feel like, and that just puts up information of people, so as it's all, it should come up all friendlies on the map. See if I can zoom out so you guys can see. Nope, that's the wrong one. Which is just giving me an error. Okay, if you can see over that error. Probably errors come up because I probably haven't done some things right. That's not a problem. Yeah, waypoint. I haven't got any waypoints down. So you can see here, that's my position. You can zoom out up here. You'll see it's kind of adjusting on the map. It's zoomed right in, I believe. You see, zoom out, you can kind of see some sort of map information there. But that's your map 1 display. Let's kind of change that back to the FCR at the moment. Okay, let me turn off my safety, which I didn't do when I started off a second ago. Did the first time when you guys watched. Just make sure we're good. Okay, good go. Okay, so simply just flying is kind of pretty straightforward. I'll just turn my HUD. Make sure we are in the same. I can't do it at the moment. Okay, we'll just lift off here. So we're basically going to start off a little flight here and we'll move on to the gunner seat. So it's, from now on here, once the engine's started up, it's pretty straightforward. It's literally the same as just flying a normal one. There's nothing different once you're in the air. Obviously it's not flight simulator, so you can't have the intense controls in here. It's kind of just the start up and the sort of fire control systems. It's really good. Which kind of makes the helicopter and the game different to other games. So flying is exactly the same as how you normally fly an Arma, which is really awesome. So they haven't changed that, which is good. I'm not the best pilot. I'm not too bad. I've played this game quite a lot. Obviously played it since Arma 2. So I'm not the worst pilot out there. I'm pretty good, I would say. I definitely want to look to get a joystick, because apparently they just look really awesome, make flying really smooth. And people like dyslexia and whatnot have one, and quite professional Arma people have one. Terrible flying at the moment. So I'm probably going to look to get one of those soon. But obviously Namalisk here, really beautiful map from Arma 2. Kind of the textures look pretty shocking on the ground there, to be fair. But it's nonetheless, it's a nice looking map. Flying is exactly the same. It's awesome looking. See if we've got any information up, so you can just come onto the screen and change what you need to learn. There's my map. See the map's moving around. So you can see my dot. I'm moving around the map. But obviously the map's not coming up clear. We'll try and get a good. I'll try and get that in this video. Try and get a good view of the actual map going on. Us moving around. It would be pretty interesting with waypoints and whatnot. So this is pretty much the pilot's role in the Apache, so that you probably think there's a lot more to do with the mod. Normally you just jump in a helicopter and fly off, which some people might prefer, but sometimes having that ability to actually start a helicopter up, fly off, start it down, play with fiddle controls. Sometimes you can get bored if you're just a pilot waiting for the gunner to shoot. You can fiddle some stuff, watch what he's doing, you can get the heads-up display with the PMVS toggle. I'm trying to enable that now. So you got our collision lights on, which is very key, which I forgot. Yeah, I've got to make sure total gun control. We've got lots of commands here. Okay, there's our heads-up display. It's now back on. See, this stuff I have no clue what it is. It's kind of, I've worked to do a more in-depth video at some point. Or head tracking, on which people have IR tracker on their headset. So there's lots of stuff this mod has actually kind of provided. Let's just try and change the mode here. Where is it? I can't remember what it was now. It's terrible. Cycle F MPD. I can also change the screens from here as well. Better watch this bridge. So it's, there we go. There's our display. So you can see now what the pilot see. You should see a. If I look over there, does he look? Yeah, he does as well. Wow, that's awesome. He looks to where I'm looking. Pretty sure he does. Okay, that motor's just looking out at sea. I'm gonna try and get him to look at the. He should be looking over there, which he is now. You can see the crosshair, which the gun's aiming on, which is past my crosshair. There we go. Well, that's pretty damn awesome that you can see what he's seeing, but it can be a bit of a problem when you're trying to fly like that. So it's real nice just to fly around a bit more. A bit of Namalisk. Absolutely beautiful looking map. Other than the texture on the ground, I appreciate. But it's more of a ground map, I guess, in a sense. Really nice looking map. I remember playing Daisy. This is probably one of the big games I used to play Daisy on this Namalisk. Obviously going to fly over now. Down there's a bunker. Goes underground, and that was just amazing when it first came out. There's underground units or underground base. I remember it's like a really cool underground place. Check it out on YouTube. So there'll be some videos of Namalisk map. It's awesome. Really, really nice map. Really nicely done. I've made it. It's fantastic. So yeah, this is kind of the piloting for the Apache. So it's pretty straightforward, pretty nice, very nice mod, very smooth. And obviously you can take man and fire. I'm going to engage some targets now, or engage nothing, should I say, down some trees. Mod sounds fantastic as well. Doesn't sound rubbish. It sounds really realistic. Obviously the key thing about add-ons really is kind of the sounds. So you can take control of the Hellfires or the Hydras. See where they're going on land right below us. And you've got Hellfires. So you can still take control of that. Let's just get back to the airfield. Come on to it now. It's like a jet right now where we're flying. See, if we had my map up, we would have been able to do this, but it's just the heads-up display. But due to the fact that, I wonder if I can get it up now. Come into the place now. Land. Come into the place now. So it's a really nice helicopter to fly as well. It's not hard at all. It's not big and slumpy. I have to go third person, can't see around. Come way too high. So it's a really nice helicopter to fly. Looks beautiful. A lot of this is kind of real newbie flying at the moment. But it's really nice to fly. What we'll do is now once we landed, we'll jump in the gunner seat or change map, switch map, and we'll see what we can do. Nice. The thing is, the best helicopter I'm best at flying, I must admit, is the Little Bird, because you've got such a great view because of the window. When you start getting larger aircrafts like these, such as the Apaches, there's not much you can see in front of you. It's really difficult to land this thing. Should be good to go now. Don't want to land the buddy. He's literally right there to our left. I don't want to do auto hover as well because that's just straight up noob. I haven't really flown the Apache since the only time I've flown it today. It's the only time since I've flown it. Obviously flown it quite a while, but it's the first time I've flown it. So obviously engine off, literally just either, I think you just turn the power off. No, I think you just turn the engine off. There you go, that's the simplest way to do it. Everything shuts down. But yeah, I saw an Apache fly over my house early this morning. And that's kind of why I've done this move, this little review here of Arma, because I downloaded the mod and I was like, I'm really amazed about it, so let's have a go. Alright, gunners, see you in a second. Okay, we're now in the gunner's position in Summer Sangin, another map at night time. I thought we'd try and mix up here, try and make it a little bit more ambient. So, on the left side we have another display, right side another display, here with the fire systems, same again. We can put them on here as well if we really want to, just in case. Here we have the sort of more or less sights that go to the optics to the front of the aircraft. We have our left console, right console, which I don't believe you can do anything with those. You might be able to do something. No, I don't think we can. Okay, so there's not much you can really do in regards to touching much screens. It's kind of more like, actually it's kind of more the HUDs you can kind of get control of more than anything. I'm just seeing if we can adjust these to alternate screens. So there's the map, but it's still not loading because it's a modded map. Here's your weapon. Oh no, that's the information of the aircraft. Let's just flip through these screens here. Not too much information. Mainly the right side is mainly for the helicopter navigation and the information about the aircraft itself. So the key thing is for the gunner would be the weapon systems here, which just kind of displays information of what's on board still. Missiles here, or Hellfire should I say, are obviously probably standing for ready. Flares, 38 rockets total, and oh my bad. That's kind of information you want to get displayed up there. So if you right click, we're then going to go into the gunner's sight and kind of have a visual. One sec, I'll just come back out again. If you go into the gunner's sight, you want to make sure you enable your HDU PMVS, or basically just the heads-up display on your that little thing I showed earlier on, which is kind of that eye thing for your helmet. Make sure you enable that so that eye heads. Make sure that's toggled. And there's obviously more information, more actions you can do in that when you're getting different from the pilot. It's broadcast remote code. This is all serious tactical information that I'm not really going to know. toggle gun control, so you can send the gun control probably to the pilot. A few of those things I can't understand. Cycle the MPDs, which are the screens. So there's some information there. There's extra stuff, so it can work really tactically if you have a pilot and you're both working together and you're really both experienced. You can have a really good simulation battle, which I'll probably end up trying and find someone to do it with. But this aircraft is basically awesome. Okay, so we're in the gun sight. If you press N, you can flick through the types of so you've got thermal imaging ×2. Got, I think that's it. Yeah, and you've just got default. I'm gonna try and get this part to go higher. I don't think it wants to. So you got imaging, you've just got thermal. So you've got thermal imaging here. So we've got some BTRs out here on the road. Let's see if I can get a better position. The thermals isn't as great as I thought it would be. Not very clear. You can just about see that vehicle there. Trying to get eyes on infantry. I think there's infantry somewhere. Aha, there they are. Right there in open. So if you see in the bottom right, we've got MSL or LRBA. That is the gun, which is what we want. So you got. We'll fire some rounds off over there. How far can I zoom in? That's as far. 3 times zoom. Okay. Nice splatter there. Let's fire another burst. So you can see the burst. I've got 10. I believe it's 10 mags of 1,100 rounds. Can't see very well. I'm shooting these guys. So same again. You can do. Oh, guys popped up. So you can engage targets from quite a long distance away with the this weapon system. The Apache's 50 cal. Let's see, this guy wants to die. There we go, he's down. So let's try and aim for we've got some more infantry out here. It's kind of annoying because the pilot's been a bit of a twat. He's not flying high enough. AI. We're just about to see a vehicle here, so what we're going to do is we're going to change it to this imaging here. And we're going to shout into Hellfire. If I remember how to lock on. I don't think I do. There we go, the helicopter's moving. I've kind of marked it for the helicopter. If I fire around, hopefully it should fire onto the target. If it doesn't, then I've never fired a Hellfire locked on before. Here we go. And it unlocked itself after I fired it. Perfect. Just what I needed. I need a lock on. It's obviously the key thing. My helicopter's flying closer, so we should be able to engage it with the gun. I'm just going to wait for him to do what he wants to do. Let's get closer to the looks of things. Took out his wheels. Let's see how I lock on this. I can teach you guys how to do it. Okay, so it's simply, you need to set your key, whatever key you want to use. I've set mine to the one next to 1. You've got to have a lock target. So you lock on the target. And then what we want to do is engage with the Hellfire. It should shoot it down now, which it did not. It failed. So we'll fire rockets at it, maybe? There we go. Firing these rockets out. See, if you look at the line in the middle of the screen, so you've got my crosshair, that line that's going above my crosshair, which has come back down again now. So I'll move. You see the crosshair to the right, that is where your missiles will be fired, because obviously the missiles, or the rockets should I say, they are fixed on the wings, so they can't move around, such as the Hellfire, which can be radar guided or heat guided. But the rockets are literally just fire and forget. So you need to make sure you lock up, aim the right position before you fire. Okay, our pilot's moving around, so we'll have a look at his targets. I just now need to figure out how this Hellfire. It's fire round now. There we go. That round's going. Would it hit? I think I missed. Let's fire another one. It's firing in that direction, but it doesn't want to seem to fire at the BTR itself, which is kind of embarrassing. I've locked on. Let's just go back to our gun. Ooh. Such an effective aircraft. Just totally missed that dude. There he is, he's dead. going around. Such a beautiful piece of equipment. Works absolutely well in Arma 3. All we did is figure out that that Hellfire. If we figure that out, then we are pretty much jobs are good, and really we're off the go. But I pretty much nailed it in the fact that I know how to kind of roughly do it, lock on and whatnot. So that's kind of more or less the overview of the. Let's just kind of get out of here. That's kind of the my review of the AH-64D Apache made by those two guys I said earlier. I can't remember their names there. No one's Franze and one of them is something Nodunit, something like that. But all I can say is well done to those guys. It's an absolutely fantastic mod. I'm hoping to do some more mod reviews early on or later on when I find some real good ones out there. So I hope you guys enjoyed this. I hope you rate, comment, subscribe, all that rubbish, and I'll see you in the next episode.